Yeah, man, romance is something that we all can have, but we can't have it until we see ourselves as being lovable. I guess it sounds so easy, but then we really get down to the core of it. A lot of us really question if we are really lovable. So, at the basis of romance is you and I seeing ourselves as being lovable. Now, I just want to just hit on something because I talk about these four different elements or ingredients that keeps the romance existent. I want to talk about the attractions because that's where it begins at. We are like magnets, so we're going to attract like kind. Now, a lot of us talk about opposite attracts. Opposites really don't attract. What is the opposite is that we attract according to what we are, but we also attract according to what we are open to receive according to what we need or that we're petitioning for through our spirit, through our energy. And so because of that, it means you're open so you can receive something that you might not have and the other person can bring it. There's always a polarity inside relationships. So a lot of times when people look at the surface, they look like an opposite attraction, but really it's not. There's a resonance there. If there's no resonance, you're not going to feel a level of solace or connection with that person. So the goal of attraction, of course, is to bring the connection. I want you to think about this. There's two basic things, energetically speaking. All right, either you're going to cause things to gravitate towards you, or you're going to have things what I call a gravity. It's either going to be gravity or a gravity, which means either you're going to be attracting something or you're going to be repelling something. Just point blank. And all that comes from the heart. That don't come from the mind. That don't come from you having interest. All that stuff comes from the heart. And from your heart is where all the different issues and the different flows and actions and things that motivates everything we see in life is all from the attraction. And so there's two things. Either you're going to be attracting it or you're going to be repelling it. So we have to ask ourselves the question in a relationship: what am I attracting into a relationship, and what am I repelling? Just that simple. Okay. One of the things was a couple things that actually hinders our attraction. That's where a lot of us are caught up at. Most of us try to get in relationships. We are leading into thinking in our mind silently, are you willing to be committed? And all these other different type of things. Really, it's just a ploy of fear. Love and fear don't mix. I don't care how you try to decorate. I don't care what kind of excuse you try to be. I don't care what you try to lead into. We should be really leading into a relationship just being open. There's no predictability in love. Love is spontaneous. Ego seeks out for predictability. And that's what a lot of us look for. And ego looks for certainty. Love, there is nothing uncertain. It's uncertain. It's random. It's elusive. And it's constantly always it's always creating it and moving forward. And so when we want these basic benchmarks, we're actually breeding our ego into relationship. And when you breed the ego, you minimize your attraction. And so that's one area right there. A lot of us are guilty of doing it, to really be honest. Okay. Another thing is fear. We fear the unknown. We fear what we don't know about the other person. We fear about that's a lot of times people have a breakup, they've been in long-term relationships, they try to go back and seek out old school mates, or people they had in the past because there's a level of knownness. I know it's not a word, but there's a level of knownness versus the unknown because you're really running from love because you don't really want to venture and look at what it is the unknown. There's unknown aspects about yourself. There's unknown things inside you that you might build a resonance with someone else, but as long as we keep running from the unknown piece, we're going to box ourselves in. That hinders our attraction. Another thing is comparisons. A lot of times we entertain relationships silently in our minds, or sometimes outwardly and verbally. We're sitting there trying to compare, this to that. It could be to one past person or some person on TV or just wherever your expectations and standards are, and we're in comparison. So someone's always competing with something. You're always questioning their actions. You're always questioning what they say or why they say it or why they do certain things. At the end of the day it's just comparison that weakens the attraction. The other thing that weakens the attraction is expectations. A lot of us ain't saying you can't have standards. Now, in this scenario I'm talking about, it's a little different. Yes, you need to have standards, but expectations. We expect things around our profiles, around our ideas, or we do certain things with the expectancy of someone to act a certain way. Hey, yeah, that's not love. Love is just, you're just doing it just for sake because you're moved to do it, and it's just what it is. You're not expecting anything back for it. So if I give you a back rub, I'm not expecting you to give me a back rub back. It'd be nice if you do, but I'm not gonna hold record against you if you don't give me to return the favor. And so we do a lot of things for the sake of trying to get the same type of, try to get that same type of thing reciprocal. There's nothing wrong with knowing that's how things work, but when that's constantly motivating you, when those things are motivating your actions, that expectancy is going to cause you to weaken your attraction. A lot of times we walk into relationships and we are expecting a whole bunch of stuff, and everybody can't fit into that. So I want to go back to fear because, like as I said before, fear and love do not mix. We really would not really experience what love really is until we're willing to remove ourselves from the shadows of fear. When we really move our way from the shadows of fear, then we begin to see what love really is. We'll start seeing a whole nother level of love. And romance is going to appear. Once we learn how to strengthen our attractions and not make it aggravatic or cause repulsions. So that's why it's something to think about. Be easy.